So this is a Necchi, is that how you say it? Necchi. Let's see what model it is. Model 535FA. And we're going to put belts on it. There are apparently two belts. The first thing is you take this top off, and there's a couple of Phillips screws, one here and one here. You loosen that, the top comes off. Then, the other thing I did, this goes in here like this. Let's see if I can. And there are two screws here, right up on top. And those two screws come out. Let's see if I can. Right, this hooks over like that. So those two screws come off there. And we haven't used this machine in 20 years, I think, and the belts were just perished. This is a new belt that I put on. But there are actually two belts, so I'm going to put some fabric down. Lay it down like this. Now on the bottom, slotted screwdriver. There are 3 screws. 1, 2, there's a couple of Phillips screws here, but I didn't do anything with them. I just left them alone. And you take this off. Keep going on this. This whole bottom piece comes off, and you have to kind of pull it forward to get it off this electrical connector. Now, the discovery that I made is this screw is loosened, and then this whole thing will move around. You could take it off, but I don't think you have to take it off. But this is a left-handed screw, so to loosen it, you actually turn it clockwise, which is pretty counterintuitive. So, yeah, I took it off. Probably you don't have to, you don't have to take it all the way off, but I did. There's a washer underneath it. And I dropped the little metal bracket behind it. I'm going to dump that out. There it goes. Okay. There's the metal bracket. And that goes back into this, into here, into this slot here. You have some adjustment. This allows you, I believe, to tighten the big belt. The little belt is tightened. There are these 2 screws. They're 5/16 screws, or nuts rather. And then this allows this motor to tighten this belt. So I'm going to try and put that all together. Let's see. First thing I need to do is, right, get that washer back. Did it again. Okay. I put oil on this? I did, didn't I? There's some oil. Should spin nice and easily even though it's tightened. I'm going to loosen it up once again clockwise, and then I'm going to try and put the belts on. I'm going to try and put them on with dry fingers. I don't want grease. I don't want sewing machine oil or sewing machine grease on the belts. And they would not work so well. Okay. Let's see if I've got these both loosened up. The other belt on. Try not to tighten anything until all the belts are on. Okay. Once again, counterclockwise. Pretty good. And then this is a 5/16 ratchet. I'm going to tension this one. I'm not going to make it too tight. Just kind of pushing it down. How tight are they? This one's this tight, this one's this tight. I'm just going to snug these bolts up. Will that be tight enough? We'll find out. If it isn't tight enough, there's certainly a way to put a screwdriver in here, for example, and wedge this back and make this tighter. But I feel like that's probably tight enough. Let's see how it goes. I think what you want to do is get each screw going. Just bring them all up. Don't tighten any one screw all the way until you've snugged up the other ones. That one's starting to get tight. I'll stop. That one's starting to get tight. Move that back off. That one's tight. That one's tight. That one's tight. And they don't have to be super tight, just a little bit more than snug, I would say. Okay. The other thing I suggest is checking your progress along the way to make sure that your machine is working. This seems to be okay. Okay, let's put the top on. Oops, went too far. Put this on. Oh, and there's a piece that goes in here somewhere. Right, this piece goes in like that. And this piece goes in like so. And then these screws go on top. It looks like if you actually don't have to remove these screws because they don't have holes on the cover, they have slots. There we go. So you could probably leave those screws in. Those are Phillips. They use Phillips and slotted screws. Now they might be Japanese industrial standard instead of Philips, but I don't think so. I believe this machine was made in Hong Kong. Okay, now this goes back on. Do that. It's again Philips. Didn't quite tighten that until I get this one engaged. Snug that up, and then snug that up. All right, we'll try it.